international event is now on dotaboom.gg. Special cases, exclusive skins, and a nice atmosphere of the main tournament of the year are waiting for you. Get 50 cents for signing up and open a case for free. Or try your luck with a multicast case and get a chance to grab 4 skins in one go. And here's what's important, the probably fair system makes sure all the results are fair and square. And by the way, every day, 20 of the most active users will share skins worth $90. And once a week, the most active Dota 2 players will receive exclusive sets and arcana items worth over 300. If that's not enough for you, then when you reach level 5, you'll be able to open free daily cases every day. And the higher your level is, the more cases you'll be able to open. So hurry up, use this promo code and get a bonus of 5% on your deposit, free coins and a free case. And the first 100 new users will also get 50 cents for registering. So don't waste your time, click the link in the description, activate the promo code, grab your bonuses, and then come back and continue watching the video.
Hey, what is up guys? It's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at Malorine's Sand King. This guy's Sand King is something special. I mean, this game is genuinely something special. And I'm not just saying that, I'm not saying that for the sake of the video. I watched this game full through, just now, on 1x speed, and it is one of the best Dota performances I've seen in my life. And I'm not just saying that. It is so clean that you can learn so much from this game. So let's get into it. The laning stage of this hero mid is not that bad. It's kind of bad in the side lanes because, frankly, you can use Sandstorm and get bullied out of the Sandstorm, and your movement speed is bad, so you can get chased down. But in mid, you have 5 armor and pretty good damage, so really this hero is just a very solid mid laner. I genuinely think it's probably the most broken mid of the patch because of how stable it is. But yeah, Sandstorm, nothing too crazy here, just gets perfect CS after the perfect CS of the first wave. He's going to chase him under the tower a little bit, not to do any damage, but to contest the CS, which he does manage to deny the range. And this will actually come into play later. You know, these casual denies, you'll really see that they add up. After that, he does have to kind of wait for Sandstorm. The weakness is if you use Sandstorm wave 1, you will not have it initially wave 2. And so you'll notice he's just pulling aggro, right? So you use Sandstorm wave 1. Wave 2, you don't have it initially, so you have to pull pretty defensive aggro, just trying to buy time. Able to get the CS here. Then he's going to Sandstorm late into wave 2, and this is significant because it lasts for 16 seconds, so you'll have just enough Sandstorm to CS the second wave, right? You'll see it lasts just long enough if you use it at the right time, and I'll actually show you the specific moment on the clock, right? So he clicks Sandstorm at about 110, 111, right? And I think you can it's probably even slightly more optimal to use it like 1 second later, but whatever, right? Point being is that now he's going to be able to use the remainder of this Sandstorm for this wave. He actually pump fakes a couple of auto attacks on the range creep. Stinger comes back off cooldown at the perfect time, and that's 3 CS. And of course, that's a voice line from Malorine, naturally, super cleanly played. And honestly, that's kind of one of those type of sequences where it looks almost random, but I have to imagine that this guy's played so much Dota that like the Stinger coming up at that exact moment at those creep HPs, I don't think is random. And if it is, I don't know, this guy's just blessed by God, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Okay, next up, now Sandstorm level 2 becomes a really deadly ability. Again, Stinger on the range creep. At this point, the lane becomes pretty simple in most matchups. You can just kind of push the wave with Sandstorm and then Stinger the range creep, and most heroes cannot contest. So it's really just about perfecting these early waves, which hopefully you can see how to do now, right? I would say it is something you can basically make a formula. Obviously, it depends a little bit on the enemy hero and a little bit on how they pull aggro, but in general, yeah, you can kind of perfect this type of thing. So Sandstorm late into wave 4, and then he's going to push a wave hard, another Stinger. You can see you want to get all the creeps low and then drop Stinger late. And he's doing fantastic. I mean, look at the CS gap, 7. Oh my God, he has a deny advantage as well as Sand King, which is just, oh God. So another, oh, he missed a flag bear. Biggest mistake. I think he was almost nearly perfect CS. But he missed the flag bear, which is kind of tragic, you know, out of everything to miss. But what can you do? Another thing I didn't even mention, which I probably should have mentioned, just to go back quick, this is actually really important. He's placing sentries, he's buying and placing sentries to secure his Sandstorm. Yeah, you can see he has one here. Then he ships out Wand. Eventually he'll ship out another sentry. Oh, no, okay. Oh, I didn't even realize that's what happened. He stuns through the Lash when he sees the Lesh place a sentry and gets the sentry. Actually, I mean, this guy's awareness. I'm not even... You could call this like a glaze, but it's just not. Like, I don't know. This gameplay is just that good. All right. Either way, moving on ahead. Wand into boots, into a water rune. Level 5. Gonna start pushing the wave. Nothing crazy. After you start pushing the wave in the later levels, because it's so fast, you can start blocking, which is great to do, right? It's really, really good because it just means that you can't get ganked. It's just also much easier to place a very, like, aggressive Sandstorm if you wish. After that, he buys Blades of Attack just to make it easier to last it. Oh, holding the Sandstorm. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. I have to imagine he's going to sit in the Sandstorm, and this is probably an efficiency play, where with level 3 Sandstorm, perhaps it lasts long enough if you use it late enough to kill the following wave, and it definitely will. So it uses it at minute 5 exactly, and it lasts for 24 seconds with 70 damage, so we'll be able to use it for the next wave as well, right? You'll see it's going to come in, and he can kill it pretty quickly. Oh my god, it's actually so good. Like, if this stuff is intentional, I actually think it's intentional. It's almost painful for me to watch this because it's like so advanced. It's so advanced. The minute 5 Sandstorm is going to kill this wave just in time. It's going to get him 6, and crit is coming in exactly at that moment. There's no way it's not intentional. I don't know. It's just... And it's a kill. Sandstorm comes back up, finishes the job. 40 CS, 5 denies, setting up a kill for crit. I mean, how could you not watch this and just say, like, this is, like, gets a DD. This is, like, one of the best Dota performances you've seen. It just, like, if everything that I'm looking at is intentional, it actually is just, like, next level Dota. And it's not shocking that this guy went, you know, had some insane year in, what, 2024? And, you know, now 1 TI. But, okay, I'm gonna farm up some Ancients. Level 8. Decides to gank here. This gank, this is another one of those ganks where I'm just like, what is this gank? Like, I would never, I mean, I'm not a mid player, but I would just not make this decision. I'll explain why. No one's farming mid, right? So there's an open lane. You don't even see anyone bottom. You're just reading the fact that they're gonna come on the flat cannon pushing the wave. He just walks up and gets a kill. There's no one farming mid. How do you make this decision? I actually don't understand. Pops his DD and pressures bot tower and kills bot tower. Okay, so he kills bot tower. Now he's going to be able to go back mid for the bot rune, which he checks for stacks quickly in the triangle to see if he can snipe any. This hero is extremely good at that. Going to clear the mid wave as fast as possible. Actually pops the Sandstorm before the wave gets there so that it comes off cooldown to farm something else earlier. Getting the pressure up mid tower a little bit, just casually clicking it. As I said, clicking the Sandstorm. You can see he does it again before the wave arrives, so that he can clicking the Sandstorm before the wave arrives, so that he can have it up again as fast as possible for the following wave, or just like something else, or just to farm something else. As one Sandstorm kills 2 waves at this point in the game with max Sandstorm, so that's something he's doing. Now he's just gonna walk top casually, similar to the bot play. Doesn't see anything, just walks top. And this one was really surprising to me because he's 50 gold off Blink Dagger. Like, how many players are just walking top 50 gold off their Blink? It's really just not what you would expect. You'd expect the standard play of, hey guys, I'm gonna farm my Blink, then we can smoke with Blink, right? But he doesn't do that. He just says, I'm strong, we can open the tower now, and they do. And they kill all 3 tier 1s because of him, like, really because of him, at minute 10. Okay, after that, gets his Blink. He actually hides it to make sure that it isn't scouted. He's going to get his Blink here, and they're going to smoke up. This is obviously a lot more standard with his Hoodwink, who's level 6, which he helped very much the Hoodwink get level 6 by the mid kill and the ganks, freeing up some XP for the Hoodwink. Now he's going to come top. Sandstorm, stun onto the Sven. Kills off the Sven. Just a nice move. Nothing crazy there, but just a nice move. Sandstorm to farm up the camp. And this is where the hero can get a little weird. By the way, he's buying a Clarity. You got to make sure you keep your mana pool up on this hero. You desperately need a Clarity or 2. High rolls an Arcane Rune. You're feeling pretty good about that. Then he's going to farm up the Ancient stack. So slowing it down a little bit, which, you know, to be fair, he could keep playing really aggressive, but I think he just is making the read that the enemy is pretty scared. As here, he ends up changing his mind. He's like, I'm going to farm these camps. Then he's like, maybe I can kill them on this top ward. I take it back. I don't know exactly what their comps are here. So this was the only point of the game where like his gameplay didn't look smooth per se. I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe it's just they had a deep ward which now got dewarded. So I think maybe he was just kind of saying like, there's a really good ward here. Let's make a move. Either way, they're going to gate. He's going to connect to his Hoodwink, which, you know, in this tournament, kind of the main thing of this tournament was just picking stuns with damage. Could be Snapfire, could be Hoodwink, anything like that. But yeah, he's going to connect to his Hoodwink, and this is nice. It's on the 14-minute Wisdom rune. So if you're having a really good game, guys, don't feel pressured to make that many moves after you kill the tier 1s. And I actually really want to stress this quickly. You don't need to make a billion moves. You need to make moves that do something. Now, to be fair, you could argue that the Sven kill deep in the jungle didn't really do something for the map. It was just a kill, and that's kind of that is kind of true. I don't really think it opened the map per se. So, you know, it obviously doesn't always have to be that, especially if it's on the enemy carry. But yeah, these moves, like most of his moves this game were for tier 1s, right? For sure. And that was very clear. Now, this next move is for the Wisdom rune. He ends up kind of messing up. I feel like he sort of wastes his blink. Otherwise, he could have gotten off some really nice epicenter here. Unfortunately, like, he doesn't. And then the Leshrac almost kills Gyro because of it. Then he does some kind of weird epicenter that... I mean, the sequence wasn't the cleanest. The best thing that he does here is that he doesn't panic stun this Magnus. It gets really insane to me that he just holds stun this entire time. Ends up seeing the angle to hit a... Like, what a nasty decision to just not panic. I mean... Most people are stunning Magnus, but he understands that if he stuns into the Magnus, he's in danger, and he obviously also wouldn't kill the SD. So I think holding the stun there is also... I think it's actually mainly a defensive intuition to say that, you know, if you stun into place, it kind of just means that people can go on you and chase you. So he holds it, stuns backwards, which probably saves him, honestly, as the SD would have gotten a 5th stack of Shadow Poison at some point. And yeah, they end up getting double Wisdom. And now this game is starting to collapse. Once you get double Wisdom, you can see that the support levels will start to spread. There's a level 10 Tusk. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought. I'm not going to lie. Not as bad as I thought. Working on his Ags now, which basically just makes your ult deal more damage. That's all you really need to know. It makes it deal physical damage, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, it's Stinger attacks. It does count your auto attack damage. Like, people buy Daedalus and stuff like that. Oh, Stinger is physical. Okay, I actually didn't even know that. So yeah, that's why you'll see people buy like Basher and Daedalus, because these items just work. Next up, he's going to set up on the bot wave. He got an Invis rune, which, you know, nothing too special there, but looking for a kill with his Hoodwink. And I think the main thing that I like here is that he kind of understands that he just needs to actually look for moves at this point in the game. They're even going to gate top, no vision. And this is something that I'm learning from him here, which is you don't need vision to necessarily invade an area. If you're ahead enough, right, and you have a kill combo, obviously if you don't have kill combos, you can't just do this. You can't just walk into an area for fun as Sand King and I mean, I guess you could to just spook people, you know, get in the way of the Sven or something like that. As he TP's bottom, they had a good ward here. He thought he'd get a kill. But yeah, the big thing I'm learning is that he's just walking into blind areas with his Hoodwink, right? With a +1, and he's done it multiple times this game. He ends up epping the ET, which is not what I expected here. I don't even know if it's correct. I mean, whatever. It's actually something that I noticed he does a lot in the mid to late game, which is he has no problem epping supports. He will just, if he sees us up, he'll just kill them at the start of the fight. Perhaps it's just something he believes in. It's just good to, you know, get the fight, get off. It's good to get the fight off to a good start. Okay, gonna push in the top wave. TB's mid, looking for the ET, which he'll find. This is a really I remember watching this at TI, and I was like, that is so aggressive. Like, this is a stun I would not want to make. I'll explain why. You don't see anyone top, you don't see anyone bottom, and you're... Okay, oh, he sees the Lesh. I guess I missed that when I was watching. Maybe that's why. I don't know if that's why, but, like, I would be scared. There's, like, Blink Skewered, there's, like, a Sven. If Leshrac was here, you could be skewered into a Leshrac. Like, I don't know. It was pretty scary to me. But this mid kill, another thing to keep in mind, mid kills turn into Roche. So, I mean, to be fair, a lot of kills turn to the Roche, but specifically mid kills are very reliable for turning into Roche, as they're not going to go for this ET. So that time he was more scared. His whole team was not with him. I think that's probably the main read actually earlier, that his whole team was just not with him. Surprising to me here that he doesn't run bottom. The Hoodwink actually runs bottom. I thought he would run bottom and clear the wave. Ends up not being the case. I think maybe he was afraid they would contest the Tormentor and he would need to be in the area, as he actually ends up... I guess he's trying to read that the Shadow Demon would be coming to the Wisdom, because he was actually standing in a position where, yeah, he's actually waiting for them. And I don't blame him. When people are behind at the pro level, the main thing that they do is try to steal Wisdom Runes, for sure. But okay, he actually sacrificed a little bit of farm for that, because he didn't stack the camps or kill them, which he could have. So they're going to smoke up mid at 21. This smoke doesn't really look like it's for any objective. It's not for Roche, it's not for Torm. It's kind of just... I think the main reason is to help the Gyro progress, as they probably could have killed Leshrac, but they end up deciding to go for the Magnus. It's going to be a stun into chain stun into Epi, which is why Hoodwink is so OP with Sand King, because it lets you stun into Sandstorm, channel Epi on the Bushwhack, right? So it does a lot. But yeah, Epi the first kill. Generally, you shouldn't be greedy. If you're greedy, you end up just not getting it off, or the person lives on low health and gets all their spells off. Typically, guys, just don't be greedy. With his ulti on cooldown, he's going to push in top wave. Nothing too crazy here. Sandstorm some camps. You can always Sandstorm 2 camps. Well, you can usually Sandstorm 2 camps if you do it correctly, so always look to do that. Okay, going to look to go mid here. He's close to his BKB, which is always the next item. Okay, it's basically always the next item you buy. Sometimes if your game is terrible, you can buy a Yules or a Ghost Scepter to kind of just give yourself the ability to go in and not explode with Epicenter. I think Yules is pretty bad most games. Ghost Scepter can be very good some games. So keep it in mind, right? If you're just kind of exploding and the game is hard, just buy a Ghost Scepter after Axe and play to just get damage off and then die. You know, it's more than acceptable. As he slows down the pace of the game here, 18k lead. They've used this Aegis very, very well to kind of just farm it up. At the end of the day, they have a Battle Fury Ursa and a Gyro, so you have no problem farming the map, and a Hoodwink. You have no problem farming the map as he gets Whisper of the Dead. Of the Dread. I always think it's Dead. Whisper of the Dread. Got those dreads. Okay, next item is going to be Shiva's, which most games, if you're rich, is Shiva's. You need the armor against like Magnus and Shadow Demon and Sven. You just need armor to live. So it's really good that he's going to buy some armor here. Kills off mid-wave. Stinger almost one-shots the wave at this point. By the way, in terms of talents, he took Stinger slow and Burrow Strike cast range. However, it is important to note, I will go back quickly. It is important to note that you skip your talent completely until level 15. So do not randomly skill your talent. You should be maxing stun, then maxing Stinger, then taking your talent at 15, right? As you'll see here. Now he has Stinger slow, but he took it at level 16. He took Burrow Strike cast range at 15, which is a nasty talent. It's kind of a bait to take Sandstorm damage per second. It's just generally better to take the cast range. It's just such a high number. Like, it's an Aether Lens, essentially, you know? It's just a lot. And most of your damage is not coming from Sandstorm at this point in the game. I mean, it's not going to come from 25 Sandstorm damage. It's going to come from Epi. As he queues up a Basher, which I think is kind of just this cool response, potentially, to Sven. Right? This hero is extremely reliant on killing you through BKB. So we'll see if he actually completes it. But yeah, at this point, they're kind of choking them out. Looks for an opportunity on Sven, doesn't find it. And at this point in the game, Team Falcons is kind of just waiting for Roche. It's mid at 29, and he's actually going to farm backwards to pick up the Wisdom and finish off his level 20, which is one of the most broken talents in the game. It's base and incremental radius of Epicenter. It kind of just makes your Epicenter massive. And the reason why this hero is particularly broken, in my opinion, is at level 25, you get Epicenter Pulses, which has obviously very clear synergy with the incremental radius of Epicenter. And if you don't know what that means, basically, every single tick of Epicenter makes it bigger, right? And so yeah, it's just like when you get 10 more pulses, it just gets even bigger. And so, yeah, it's just ridiculous how big Epicenter gets at level 20, and then especially at level 25. It's like insane what this ability is. It is one of the most broken late game spells in the game. And that's why this hero, in my opinion, is completely overtuned, because it's a pretty stable laner. It's good tempo. It farms fast. Like, it scales better than almost anything else in the game from mid. It's like arguably the best scaling mid in the game. It's definitely up there. And so like this hero doesn't really have that many flaws in my opinion. Like truly, it really doesn't have that many. To be fair, I would say the biggest weakness is if this hero has a bad lane, it can be very slow paced. That's probably the biggest weakness, right? Honestly. As Epi onto the Magnus. Again, you can see he does not hold Epi. This guy does not say, yeah, we probably have enough damage. he generally will just epi the guy. Again, I don't know if it's always correct. It sometimes is wrong for sure. Like, I could tell you for a fact, like, Dare probably didn't need it, but, like, I think he just doesn't want to get put in the situation where he lets the mag live, gets RP'd, and then turned on. So they're going to go high ground, no epicenter. It's honestly a little bit awkward, and I think they're kind of calling that as a little bit of bad team synergy here. He was backing to farm, and the boys go in. So, not perfect. They're a little bit off, but whatever. Ended up not mattering. As, oh, he's queuing up the refresher. Okay. We'll see if he actually completes the refresher or not. Looks like he is, because he bought the recipe as. Okay, fight breaks out. At this point, he's just waiting for epi. You don't want to stun into 2 BKB heroes. That would obviously do literally nothing. As he almost gets hit. Why would he walk that close to the Ethiel? As he's channeling his ulti here. Looks like it's going to be... Oh, he just stuns in. Didn't even hit the Sven. I mean, to be fair, the stun range is so long that you can kind of do that. And on top of that... Oh my god, it lasts for so long. Bro, he killed Sven with it, and then walked back to the Lesh and killed Lesh with it. And you can see how big it is. Like, look at this thing. All right, and that's going to be all. So yeah, I mean, I just felt like... I initially clicked on this game to make an Ursa analysis. And then I was just, like, watching the Sanking for fun. Because this guy's Sanking is insane. And I was just like, all right, you know what? I actually... This, like, deserves a video. It's, like, one of the best Dota performances. I remember making a Timber analysis on this guy. And I also felt that way. So maybe he just plays like this a lot. But it's just something special. Like, this game is a complete one... Okay, it's not a complete 1v9. Like, obviously, everyone's doing their job. But his impact is absurd. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out.